Hey guys, Chris and PJ here live in the Dream Giveaway Garage.
Hello, Christopher.
Another beautiful day here in Florida, hanging out in our favorite place on earth, right here surrounded by all these incredible cars that we're giving away. Speaking of giving away, PJ, did you check your watch?
I did.
There's 1 day and 11 hours left for people to enter to win the BMW M4 in our first ever BMW Dream Giveaway.
There's a lot going on the rest of this week.
Oh, this week's going to be so busy. But let's tell people first how to enter to win the BMW M4, right?
Yes.
So, go to dreamgiveaway.com. Use the promo code Facebook if you're on Facebook, or the promo code at YouTube if you're on YouTube. We're going to double your tickets every donation of $25 or more. But you only have until midnight Pacific Daylight Time tomorrow, which is April 13th, right?
Yes. It's like 1 day and 11 hours.
Here's a big thing. It's the middle of April, so I got to mention this. Your donation is tax deductible to the fullest extent of the law. Isn't that what the attorneys tell us?
Absolutely, yes.
That's right. So it is tax deductible every donation, whether your donation is $3, $30, $300, or you name it. BMW M4 competition model, not the base model.
Competition model.
This one not only gets the upgraded transmission, which is an 8-speed, but it gets a 0 to 60 time that's a whole lot faster. 3.8 seconds, I think, from 0 to 60. Pretty cool. Hey, today we're going to remind you guys what the M in BMW stands for. So way back when America was celebrating hot dogs, hamburgers, and the 4th of July on the bicentennial, BMW started its M division. M, of course, stands for motorsports. BMW was having great success way back there in the 70s on the racetracks over in Europe primarily, and a little bit over here at tracks like Sebring, Watkins Glen. So back in those days, I have to kind of put on my memory chip for a moment. You really didn't see a whole lot of BMWs on the road. It was kind of weird when you'd see one, because the BMW at that 2002 was kind of a boxy looking sedan. Oh, but they're big collector items now. But before you knew it, America got all wind of the fact that the cars coming out of Austria were built better, painted better, handled better, accelerated better than the stuff that was coming out of the US in the late 70s and in the 80s, in which we often call it the dark ages of Detroit, right?
Roger says big step up from the 69 2002 BMW.
It's a big step up. And it's not as boxy looking as that 69 at 2002 either. And now you see BMWs all over the road, and you see that M badge. Anytime you see an M badge on a BMW,
right here, right?
That's right, PJ. Now, it doesn't always have the 4 after it. It could be an M3, it could be an M6, and so on and so forth. Whenever you see that, you know that it is a performance version. So much like Ford had SVO, Special Vehicle Operations, and Dodge has Street Race Technology, SRT, right? And who else shall we talk about? What's GM have? Copo? What did Pontiac have? Pontiac was always cool. They didn't need a special division. They were the special division.
TJ says, I love the graphics. Is this a wrap, or is vinyl, or is this paint?
It is vinyl, and that is the M Performance vinyl on there. It is removable. If the winner likes it, you can keep it on there. As I mentioned before, you won't lose it in a Walmart parking lot. If you prefer to take it back to stealth black, that's fine too. That carbon fiber roof is from the factory, so you can't peel that off, at least not too easily. Everything's possible, right?
You can't peel off the carbon fiber. That's funny, Chris. That's a good one.
Yeah, PJ's paying attention. So remember, guys, 1 day and 11 hours left. Tomorrow we're going to fire it up. Speaking of cars that are ending soon.
And Larry West says, are you going to call me tomorrow?
Yeah.
Because
Call you anything but late for dinner, right, Larry?
we've got a major call
We
announcement
do
tomorrow.
have a major call tomorrow. It's going to happen at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We're going to be calling the winner of, I'm looking at it right over there, the Charger 500, the 69 Charger 500, that NASCAR king. So that'll be tomorrow.
That has all the documentation and every receipt imaginable for
Yep.
that rotisserie
And you've got to
chicken.
remember that one of our two Camaro winners was a Facebook fan and used the Facebook promo code, Facebook Live, and got those bonus tickets like I'm telling you guys to do right now for the BMW and for the Monte Carlo and for all of the great grand prizes here in the Dream Giveaway Garage. You never know. Yeah, that phone could ring tomorrow at 1 o'clock. It could be me on the other line telling you you just won. That'll be so cool.
Now, Roger says when you talked about you wouldn't find it in your parking lot, Roger says the cops will be able to find you quicker as well.
That's right. So here's the thing. Please don't rob a bank in this BMW M4 because it stands out.
and that's a disclaimer that our lawyers don't even have to mention.
Oh, that's right. Very good. Back to the Monte Carlo. So Monte Carlo ends after the BMW. We've got, I think, 31 days or so left on this one. And we were talking about, I don't think there's anything, well, there is one thing top secret, but it goes live in like 3 days, so I think we're okay, PJ.
Okay.
And some people have seen it already anyways. So the Monte Carlo, here's the big thing. 619 miles. PJ, get right in there and show that odometer, will
Yeah,
you?
this is quite
Not
nice.
the trip odometer. 619 miles since that day in 1987 that it was sold new at a Chevy new car dealership.
I don't even have to turn the power on because it's not.
Here.
No, I can see it.
That help?
Yeah, 619.
Okay. 619 miles.
Well, some of the newer cars with the digital readouts, I have to turn the car on, or at least the auxiliary.
Oh, that's right.
But
No,
not in
it's-
this one.
It's a mechanical odometer on that one. Original paint. I had to change the tires out because we didn't want you driving home with 1987 vintage tires on there. You probably wouldn't have gotten all the way home. Paint looks spectacular. Original decals are on here as well, right?
Chris, how do we get our two cars that are ending the soonest right here? The BMW in 1 day, and then the Monte Carlo here on
How do you do what, Pete?
13 days. We got them right in a row here.
How do we do that?
It doesn't happen that often.
That's a coincidence, PJ.
That's it's just so happens. So Mike Brown says a brand new 36-year-old Monte.
Yeah, absolutely. PJ, why don't you go and just kind of walk around it and show them how cool it is?
It is. The logo here, the SS
Okay.
Monte Carlo logo, is just the way it was back in the day. Incredible machine here, this incredible seats, the velour. Look at that, we got a dream giveaway hat in here. But look at how pristine this is, and it's got its own cassette
Someone
tape
asked
layer.
ask me if the horn works.
Does the horn work, Chris?
I don't know, let's see. Horn works.
Yes, it does.
Everything works. The cassette tape works. You know what we have to do? We need to put the cassette tape back in before the giveaway ends.
That's right. So
That's
that'll
right.
happen.
Crank some Alice Cooper.
So Shonda says I used to have one back in the 80s. So yeah, here we go.
Now, in the 80s, weren't a whole lot of muscle cars around. I mean, you might consider the IROC Z or maybe the Trans Am GTA or the 20th anniversary TA or the Fox Body 302 Mustang. But this was considered a personal luxury car, right? Nice two-door personal luxury coupe.
Because horsepower wasn't the thing back in the 80s.
No, and people wanted it to be, but the federal government had really kind of put the dampers on having big horsepower in the 80s as they were trying to get the emissions under control. But what a cool personal luxury car from the era that brought us, let's see, 87. Can anybody name like their favorite song from 87?
I don't know, but I can tell you, there's probably not too many of these cars with only 619 miles for 1987.
That's right.
And across the board, I don't even think anything.
Yeah, this may be the lowest mile Monte Carlo SS in the entire world. Could be. So now here's the
TJ
thing.
had an 89 Trans Am.
So here's the question. Does the Monte Carlo have less miles on it than the BMW M4? I think it does.
What?
I think that the 1987 Monte Carlo SS right there that you can win has less miles on it than the BMW M4. And here's why. I know they took the BMW M4 out to a couple of shows, right? They didn't take the Monte Carlo out to any shows because they were going to keep those miles low.
I don't think we've moved it like maybe 2 times in this garage,
yeah, that's right.
and that's it.
I think it had 612 miles on it, or 614 when it got here to the Dream Giveaway garage. In fact, when we do the fire up tomorrow, we'll keep the BMW right here. I want to show you that engine bay of that Monte Carlo. Original belts and hoses and clamps. Of course, the battery's been changed. Batteries aren't going to last that long. But everything else there looks totally GM factory. And you know the phrase, or only original once? There you go.
Mike Brown had an 89 Firebird.
Oh, there you go.
Anthony says his daughter was born in 87. Wow.
Wow. She could have come home in an 87 Monte Carlo SS, right?
That's right.
How cool is that? All right, guys. Tomorrow's the last day to enter to win the BMW M4. After that, Monte Carlo ends. But tomorrow, the big news is also that we're going to be calling the winner for the Charger 500. That will happen at 1 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time.
Well, only if we can get in touch with the winner. We don't know. Sometimes we call and it could be late. Yeah.
But it'll be on the website tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Oh, yeah. We post
That's
it.
what
That's
I
what,
mean.
yeah.
Okay. Plus,
We just hope that someone answers.
right. Plus, I've looked, and we'll show you guys tomorrow, the Camaros are off of the Backyard Buddy lift. They're getting ready for the awards ceremony next week with the Miata.
Oh, yeah. And if you're around, definitely stop in next Friday.
Next Friday at noon, we're giving away 3 cars. And from what I hear, all 3 winners are driving them out of here. So that's cool. And tomorrow, I promise you, for the very first time, and you guys are so lucky that you watch us here on our Facebook channel, you're going to see both of this year's Corvettes in the Corvette Dream Giveaway. We've already had the 65 stacked on the Backyard Buddy lift. The 2023 will be coming underneath it, and for the first time this year, you'll get to see both of those together. That will be tomorrow at 4 o'clock, only on our Facebook and YouTube channels. So always tell your friends to watch us as well as what you guys are doing.
And one more time, Chris, how do you enter?
You go to dreamgiveaway.com, you use promo code Facebook Live or YouTube, depending where you're watching. You get bonus tickets every time, $25 or more. And remember, one of the Camaro winners won on using the promo code Facebook Live. So it's a lucky promo code, right?
We hope everybody here is lucky.
There you go. We'll see you tomorrow. More great fun, more great action, more great grand prizes, like a BMW M4 competition coupe, 503 horsepower. You only have about 1 day, 11 hours left to win. And then after that, what could possibly be the lowest mile Monte Carlo SS from 1987 in the entire world, 619 miles on it. You can win it, help out charity, and we'll see you tomorrow in our favorite place.